Hello there and welcome to the Bearded Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United. I'm of course George. Welcome on to the channel everybody. It's a match reaction or post-match thoughts. We're talking about the draw at Brentford on Sunday afternoon. So giving our thoughts on this one. Here, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comments there below. Any Brentford fans watching as well, everybody's welcome. Give me your thoughts on your team at the moment. Do you think Keith Andrews is the man to take the club forward, or do you think it's time for him to go? I think the three without a win now, Brentford. What do you think about your chances? Are you going to get sucked into the relegation zone, or can you manage on this relegation fight, or can you manage to get out of it? Let me know in the comments there below. But we'll talk about the game here. Obviously, Daniel Farke made one change to the team that drew dramatically with Liverpool the previous Saturday. And it was, I think Tanaka came in for Gruev, didn't he? And we set to him, I thought, Tanaka, the word on him, he was awful yesterday. I thought it was awful, He had an awful match, did Tanaka, actually. I thought he was really, really poor. I thought maybe he should have been taken off before he did. But looking back at the start of the game, I thought Brentford set to us a little bit, went for us early parts of that game, yesterday. I thought they really did. They set to us quite hard. Lots of the ball without really doing much with it. It has to be said, they were very, very tepid with possession. Lots of it. Lots came down the right side with a young Italian lad at right back, a right wing back. He was getting up and down the wing quite a lot, but wasn't getting a lot of joy. Utawa as well. I'm not sure about him really. A lot of pace, but he didn't really come up with much of the goods. I think we were very, very comfortable. They had a lot of the ball, but we were very comfortable, not really pressing as much in terms of, Perry only had that one in from Lewis Potter, didn't he? Towards the end of the first half, easy save for Perry, wasn't it? Really, that other than that, there was not really much for either goalkeeper to do, really. We probably had the best chance of the half. It's Okafor. The ball breaks, I think, from a Brentford man, actually. Put him through on goal, Okafor, but he just ran down a bit of an alley and in a tight spot, couldn't get it past Kelleher in the goal. It was a pretty routine save for him as well. And that was about it, really, in the first half. Lots of ball for Brentford, like I said, but they look out of ideas to Brentford. Really, they really do. I know they've got an impressive home record, but it was a really shoddy performance from them. I must admit, they didn't look at it at all. Very out of ideas. There was not a real clear way of playing, to be honest. A lot of the play was going down the right hand side. But like I said, between Biol, Rodon and Strout and the lads on the wings, Gudmundsson and Bogle, the boys had it covered pretty simply, really. Heading the balls out all day long, getting bodies in between the Brentford players and our goal to block shots, get tackles in. We were doing it pretty well. And this is what I now think that Leeds need to do. Obviously, we've stumbled upon it after at half time at City. Had a good second half there. We know the story from there. We've had a good couple of games. Obviously, the 3-5-2 is the way we need to play. And it's ugly football. It's not the best to watch, really. But, at the end of the day, it seems effective. And we go into half-time 0-0. I mean, what about that ridiculous penalty decision by the referee? The referee was the man who was in the middle for the Championship player final, wasn't it? With that loss to Southampton. John Brooks, and yeah, what an awful decision that was. If it had given that as a penalty, the only thing that saved it was he was offside, and it was marginal at that. I mean, Gudmundsson's got his hands on him, but he just goes down like a sack of spuds, doesn't he? I mean, what is that about? Clearly looking for a penalty. I mean, what it should have been was a free kick to us and a yellow card for their lad, because it was a just he felt his hands on him and he just fell over. As simple as that. Ridiculous decision. Obviously, luckily, he was offside. VAR did the right thing and overturned it. But he said he went straight to the spot, didn't he? The ref, straight to the spot. Lad went down straight to the spot. He pointed straight at it. Ridiculous decision, because we know that Thiago would have put it in and would have been one down. Excuse me, and all that good work would have been for naught, really. But as it was, we came up with another kind of half chance. It was DCL down the left and cross in. Tanaka headed it down, and Okafor, who was lively, probably looked the most likely in the first half, he put the ball over the bar on that occasion, and 0-0 at half time. Came out second half, I thought Leeds looked really, really bright, actually. Lots more possession for Leeds, looked a little bit more dangerous. I thought Gudmundsson and Bogle were really good in that early knockings in that first half, to be honest. Yeah, really good. Lots of it coming down Bogle's side. He was assured with the ball and trying to get crosses in. We were putting them under a little bit of pressure without really, again, similar to Brentford in the first half. We weren't really testing them, to be quite fair, were we really? There was a lot of possession, but that was about it. Really come very close to scoring. And then, obviously, Henderson puts Brentford in front out of nothing, really. It's a real soft one to concede from our point of view. And Bogle, who, like I said, had such a short game generally overall, bar this kind of little switch off. He switches off. I think it's Damsgaard plays the ball through to, is it Henry? Down that left-hand side. Bogle's just switched off. He hasn't gone with his marker. Henry's in loads of space. The ball gets cut back. I think it's Biol that gets a foot in. It comes straight back to Henderson, who I'm not sure why it's gone down as a Henderson goal, this, to be honest, because it looked like a Biol own goal for me. If you look at it from behind where Henderson kicks the ball into the goal, I'm pretty sure his shot's going wide. And Biol kind of swipes his foot at it, obviously can't get a good connection on it, goes off his foot and into the net. And you're thinking, goodness me, obviously Henderson, nice tribute to his late friend Jota, with his old celebration, of course. But as a Leeds persuasion, we can't look to enjoy that or see the good sentiment in that, because we're one down and it doesn't look like we're getting back into the game, to be quite honest. I thought that was it, to be honest. 20 minutes left. I thought I couldn't see us scoring a goal. I couldn't see us scoring. It looked done and dead for me, actually. It looked finished. And it wasn't, was it? Obviously I was screaming, get some subs on, and then he waited and waited, and then we won down when he finally makes the subs. Aronson and Willie Nonto come on. Obviously, like I said, Tanaka had an awful game, but we won't stick on that too much because he obviously saved us at Ellen Road last weekend against Liverpool, and he scored that great goal against Chelsea, so you can't really say too bad of him. He's allowed an odd game here or there where he didn't really show his true colours. He was in and out of the game, very quiet, lots of poor passing and whatnot, and he came off as soon as he scored. And Willie Nonto comes off, Biol comes off as well. It's a changing system, and it worked. You know what I mean? We just kept plugging away, and we know that Leeds are good for it. We can go behind and come back in games. We've seen it a few times. Obviously, last weekend as well, we were 2 down and fought back quickly from it. So, they don't panic when they go behind. We got what we deserved. Yesterday I thought we were probably the better team, and I would say out of any team, if one was going to win, it would have been Leeds. I think Leeds would have deserved it, because we just showed that little bit more guile, a little bit more presence in front of the goal, and a little bit more presence attack-wise, attack-minded than perhaps Brentford were. But Brentford held their own. They're a good team, like I said, at the G-Tech. They are struggling overall generally, but, It was an opportunity, and this is what I get frustrated with. It was an opportunity for Leeds to turn the screw on Brentford a little bit, and it was an opportunity there. We could, if we were a little bit braver and a little bit more positive minded, we might have won that game. And I think if even before they scored, if you're a little bit more positive, make the subs. I know it was going all right, and from Daniel's point of view, I guess it's like any point on the road in the Premier League is a good one, which I agree with. But at some stage, I know it's this 17th is fine kind of mentality, and if we get a point, it's great. Any point away from home, like I said, in the Premier League is a good one, and I do agree with that. I just think they were effort taken yesterday. They really were. And if they were just a little bit more quicker in possession, a little bit bolder, a little bit braver, a little bit more positive on the ball, instead of being a bit slow, a bit tentative, passing backwards and side to side, we would have got a goal and we'd have put them under pressure and we would have won that game. And that's the thing. I think Farke is quite happy to get a point. As it was, as we were going into the last, 8 minutes when we scored, you take it at one apiece, but still, even then, I think we could have pushed on and won the game. I think, and like I've said it before, Daniel is a mirror of the team is a mirror of Daniel, and it's almost like, yeah, we'll stick here with a point. We're all right. We're happy with that. Instead of you get to the next level when you're braver on the ball, positive. Let's go and win the game. Let's get those 2 extra points on the board and win the game, because it was there for Leeds. Brentford were lying down, really. They were looking to go on the break. Like I said, a tower. Thiago was a ghost in the game. Where I thought Biol marshalled him really well. He's a physical lad. It was a physical battle between the two of them yesterday, which I think our boy came back, on top of that really yesterday, and it was good to see that. He battled hard, even though I do think he was slightly at fault for their goal. But there you go, he's playing everybody on side, wasn't he? But excuse me, but I think overall we were, well worth the point. But like I said, if we get to the next level, we go on and we try and win that game. We're not just happy just to sit with a point, because I think a point is fine. And it's okay. Keeps a running keeps 3 unbeaten now. It's not too bad. Keeps a little run going. Keeps the boys positive for the Palace game on Saturday. But I think if you're a bit more braver on the ball and you attack the team, you might have got something out of it more than a point. And it was a lovely goal, to be fair. Our goal. Ampadu does well, tenacious, wasn't he, in the middle? I thought he was really good, actually, with Anton Stack. One of the best games I've seen Stack playing a Leeds shirt, actually. I thought he was very assured on the ball, and he was looking to try and create things as well. I thought he was decent. Ampadu did well in this occasion, tenacious, and he scrapped the ball away from Brentford, got it out to the right to Willie Gnonto. Willie puts a pinpoint cross in, which is straight on Calvert-Lewin's head. Didn't really need it, just had to rise and nod it in, didn't he? And that's what he did. Keeper was nowhere to be seen, couldn't stop that. In the net for 1 apiece, and DCL 4-4. There's whispers of him going to the World Cup. I mean, gosh, I don't know. If he can get a good scoring season going, then why not? I suppose. Gives the team a bit of something different. Aerially, he's very good, and I think he's starting to click for Calvert-Lewin, and I'm really happy about that. Obviously, he's a good, in his prime, good quality Premier League striker, and he's still only 28, and he's getting going now, and he's showing his quality. Obviously, it was a free transfer, wasn't it? So, we just have to pay his wages, and he's paying that back at the moment. He's 4-4 is very, very good. It was a great header, meat and drink for him, really. Just had to nod it in. Willie Gnonto was like I said, it was pinpoint from him. It was a really nice cross from the right hand side. Excuse me, and hopefully Willie's got a part to play in the coming up games as well, because Yeah, he's been a bit out of the cold, hasn't he? Obviously, was injured. Had been injured for most of the season, hasn't he? Really, but yeah, hopefully he can come back into the fold now. He's free of injury and keep fit and contribute to the team. But yeah, overall, fairly okay with the point. I think it's fine. But I do think we could have done that a little bit more. We would have won the game because they were there for the taking, let's be honest. But a point it is. We don't get many in London. I think we'd lost the last 9 in London or something like that, or 9 Premier League games in London. So we stopped that start. It is a draw, but it's better than a defeat. And if you can't win, don't lose. And if we get the home form, keep the home form going, get the odd point or the odd win here and there away from home, and it'll probably see us safe, won't it? So yeah, let's wait and see how the Palace game goes. But give me your thoughts in the comments there below. It was an all right kind of point, and the boys did well to come back when they won down. Going into late knockings of the game. So thank you very much for watching. Marching on together. I'll see you on the next one.